going on, everybody? This is Lauren with the TMF podcast, and today's show is sponsored by none other than myself. Me, myself, and I. Me, myself, personally. Tonight's shirt wearing, the count is 0, get after it. Something I haven't done lately in the least bit. I have not gotten after it, let's be honest. I'm freaking lazy. But I also have joining us tonight, we got Jacob over here. He's zooming in all the way from, it looks like jail. Let's be honest. I think he's actually in jail. They give iPads in jail. You get iPads. You don't get those fly-ass shirts, but...
It might as well be, Joe. Can you hear me fine?
I can actually hear you. This is crazy.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I can actually hear you. It's fucking wild, right?
It ain't jail, but it's a close fucking second.
It's a close second to jail.
Yeah.
That's what it is, man. Sometimes it be like that.
It do be like that.
Sometimes it be like that, man.
Okay.
I mean, you got a lot of bricks back there, and they're all fucking school colored. So
yeah, this is this is the Army for you.
It's the Army.
It's very bland. It's as close to prison as you can get without like actually being in prison.
Perfect. That sounds amazing. It's like prison,
yeah,
but also with guns.
With guns. Yeah, there are all guns here.
It's pretty accurate. It's like prison, except also with guns.
There are a lot of guns here.
That's a good time. Yeah, why not? You can go down there and blow some stuff up. I dig it. Man, I'm going to tell you, I don't know what you want to talk about tonight, but I did see there's definitely some mask fucking news coming out, which is funny. The mask stuff is great, but also,
I did see the new CDC rules.
Did you see them?
If you're vaccinated.
If you're vaccinated, now maybe you don't have to wear a mask outside, or you just don't wear a mask anyway because it doesn't matter.
That's what I do.
How crazy is that? They're like, oh, if you're outside, you can take your mask. Listen, who's wearing their mask everywhere? It's crazy. Let's see what it says. New recommendations say fully vaccinated individuals can engage in the following activities: walking, running, hiking, or biking alone or with members of their household. First of all, that's crazy. Only with members of your household. You're outdoors. Stupid. Attending small outdoor gatherings, so it doesn't say how many people. Attending outdoor gatherings with a mixture of fully vaccinated and unvaccinated people. So, wait a second. You can hike or bike or walk or whatever with peoples at your household, but you can also gather with a mixture of people who are and are not vaccinated. Isn't hiking with a mixture of people also a small gathering with a mixture of people who are or are not vaccinated?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really get into that. I read them brief. I skimmed over them. I didn't really understand. Oh Jesus, I didn't really understand too much.
So crazy.
But yeah, I did see where it said to start. But I don't know who the hell's. Well, a lot of you are wearing masks outside. Like I saw a guy today driving a Jeep with doors off, top off, wearing a mask.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, man.
He's getting something. It ain't COVID, but he's getting something. Yeah. Wow. Dude, people are... Then on the flip side of that, Governor Lee of Tennessee ends public health orders mask mandates across the state of Tennessee.
Was that Texas?
No, Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Yeah, now Texas is the wild, wild west. I mean, you don't even have to wear pants in Texas. Fuck
That's
mask.
True.
You don't even have to fucking put underwear on. You could just be free.
That's true. I mean, what would they do? I mean, it's kind of the same thing with like the what if questions with taxes. Like, what if everybody just stopped paying taxes? What if everybody just stopped wearing a mask? But it's not going to happen. But what if?
What if? I don't know.
Like, what if we all just stop paying taxes?
They can't get to all of us.
Well, that's true. But there's also no way to avoid taxes because everything you do is taxed.
Yes.
So there's really no way to get away from it.
No. In fact, the argument is that if you want everyone to actually pay their taxes, then just have the flat tax. Right? I mean, that's that's it, right? I mean, you just flat to everything. The tax is raised across the board, and it's just in everything you buy.
Well,
And there's no income tax. Period.
I used to be super on board with that until I learned that 50% of people don't pay taxes already anyway. So, yeah, I was reading a statistic when I actually did my taxes this year, saying that, I mean, everybody pays taxes, but over 50% of people get more back in income tax than they contributed to. Like,
I believe that. I believe that.
Especially, I mean, think about if you have for every kid, you guess what, $1,200 or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, if you have 3 fucking kids and you have 2 dependent or 2 parents, you're raking in fucking $6,000.
Right.
Huh. If you're on the lower echelon of the income, I guess if you want to call it, dude, you're probably not paying shit for taxes anyway.
Nah, probably not. Well, Rogan apparently said on his podcast, just saw this pop up, he told listeners there's no need to get the COVID vaccine if they're young and fit. If you're a healthy person and you're exercising all the time and you're young and you're eating well, I don't need to worry about this. So that's, I mean, yeah, you'll get some flack, but at the same time, he's not wrong.
That is literally the key to. That's like the most preventative measure for any freaking disease.
Yeah.
Or I mean anything. As long as if you're taking care of yourself, if you're not eating shit, if you're working out and doing cardio and taking care of your body, whenever negative shit starts coming on to you, like sickness or anything like that, your body is just so much more just ready to combat that kind of shit. Like I'm pretty sure I had COVID twice. I think I tested negative both times I got tested, but I'm pretty sure I had it. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it sucked. Like I was still doing normal day-to-day shit. I wasn't working, but I was still doing normal day-to-day stuff. I was just like, whatever. I just kind of feel like I felt more groggy than anything.
Right.
But I think as long as you take care of yourself, you're fine. But man, you start getting these people that are already diabetics. Some have some sort of respiratory disease. I mean, some of it has obviously been around since they were. If you're born with like a respiratory disease, you don't have any say in that. But like, if you're or type 1 diabetes, but if you're like a type 2 diabetic, stop fucking eating.
Yeah. Right. I mean,
stop stuffing your face with shit.
Yeah, it's interesting because he got apparently there's a lot of tweets about it that says from people like this guy, Aaron Weiss, he's clearly older just by his photo. Said he spent 5 days in the hospital and he's still on supplemental oxygen because of COVID, may have permanent lung damage. And they're saying that it's incredibly dangerous. And then they say, oh, well, a healthy 20-year-old just died from COVID and a 13-year-old yesterday. But here's the thing. They may not have died from COVID. COVID may have just kicked off something else in their body, and then who's to say that person was even healthy to begin with? Look, you've met Robbie, the guy that sells me paint supplies. He had prostate cancer, right? And they caught it. He went in there. He had a procedure to deal with prostate cancer, like 2-3 weeks ago or something. He was doing okay, and he was doing, I mean, he had like a catheter. He said it was uncomfortable, but overall, he was doing all right. Well, last week I messaged him, and Friday he said he's going to the hospital. He's going to the emergency room. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. So he said he wasn't doing too good. And I talked to him today, finally, because I was like, dude, maybe he died. Like, what the hell? But, he's had some, inflamed L4, L5 discs in his back. He said couldn't walk. The pain was excruciating. They gave him epidural and all this stuff. Like, he's a healthy dude. He was in contact with COVID. And something else got him. But what if he had all this happen and then also had COVID and died? It'd be a COVID-related death. He's in good shape. So, I mean, people seem to do that, man.
The crazy part is, if God forbid, if he died from like complications with the prostate, like surgery and whatnot.
Right.
But if he had COVID, they would call it COVID death.
Right.
Like, even though COVID assisted in what was already killing him. It's not what killed him. So
Yeah.
I would bet most cases that's how it is. I also saw a thing where now I don't believe this one bit. I think these numbers are super inflated, but I saw an article today that said India is having it literally said 300,000 cases a day.
Right. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that the other day.
That's insane. There's no way.
Now, and how could you test 300,000 people?
You can't. There's no way.
There's no way.
Yes, it's
And
ahead.
then, second to that, why would it take a year? There's like, there's like 1 billion people in India. I'm gonna look it up. India population. It's a lot of freaking people.
I'm pretty sure there's 1 billion people in India.
It's 1.36 billion people in India.
Yeah.
And not only is there a lot of people there, but they are stacked on top of each other like crazy, and it's dirt a lot. I'm not saying this to be mean or racist, but it's dirty. The place is filthy, right? It's just not. There's too many people, and there's no place to put all that shit, and it's filthy. So
well, the weird thing about it is, and it also isn't. India has the majority of the world's wealth. Like they have more gold than any other country. Like households, look it up.
Okay.
An India household generally has more gold than a household in any other country.
Let's see.
But there's such a great disparity between those two classes of people. You're either in that kind of group or you're fucking.
Oh, man, I don't know. Let's see.
You're
In 2019, there were about 677 million Indian adults who had a personal wealth worth less than 10,000 US dollars.
Yes. The majority of them for sure.
That's not half the population, but it's a third of the population. Well, not a little less than a third of the population. Well, it's like I don't know, 3/8 of the population. And then it says compared to 14.87 million adults who had a personal wealth between 100,000 and 1 million US dollars. I mean, this is a lot of people, but they're stacked up there, right? So if you had even just say 677 million people,
right,
that if you got less than 10 grand to your name, like you're probably not doing so great and probably living in kind of a compromised health positions, put it that way. Like, why would it take a year for that to happen? That's what doesn't make sense. It wouldn't take a year. They would have been sick forever ago. If there's any place that would have killed a lot of freaking people, it's where they're stacked on top of each other like that.
Yeah.
And also, it's not. Let's say there's 300,000 cases. There's not 300,000 deaths. How many people are dying?
Yeah, no, I can't remember what it was. I know it was 300,000 cases a day, and then it said like 2,000 deaths a day or something like that. Is what the statistic I read was. Pretty sure it was 2,000.
The statistic is right now. April 26th was 2,771 deaths.
Yeah.
7-day average is 2,041. All right, so where do they put all his bodies? Where are these people dying?
They're doing mass cremation sites.
Is that right?
Dude, this is what I read. I'm not there to verify it, but yeah, it said they're just dying. So they have like mass cremation sites.
Bro, what is this real?
What
is this? All right, I'm gonna put this. Let me pop this thing out here, because if this is like, I'm gonna put this image up here. This looks like straight out of a freaking World War Z movie. This is freaking crazy looking.
With the burn pits stuff.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Right, so that's what it says. It says here, mass cremation begins. Like, what is that? But look at. So they just walled off like what? Like a fucking Big Lots parking lot here. There's people all over, right? They live there, and you're just burning like people. And you can't. Second to that, you can't just burn somebody outside. Like, that's not cremating a body. Cremating a body takes like 2,000 degrees.
Dude. That's a different world over there.
Look,
like,
They're not cremating people. They're having a barbecue.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
A
that's just
freaking bonfire.
But like,
And second, how many people are in there? All right, look. All right, how many people are in that little stack right there? You might get like a couple people, 2, 3 people, right? How many stack the piles are there? 1, 2. Man, this isn't. I mean, granted there'd be some bodies in there. But they ain't burning no 2,000 people. I don't know, man. Seems kind of fishy. 306 died in the last 24 hours. I don't know, man. Something seems odd about it. See, on Tuesday, 78 bodies were cremated in that one place alone.
2,000 something deaths doesn't sound too fictitious to me. Now, all the COVID, definitely not. But it's not like an unrealistic.
Yeah, well, out of
300,000 a day,
right,
unrealistic. There's no way.
Right.
That will be 1 million people every 3 days. That's almost. I mean,
yeah,
be a little short, but
almost 1 million people.
Every 9 days would be every 10 days would be 3 million people.
Yeah.
So 10 days. No, so 10 days. Yeah. So every 100 days, be 30. So yeah, at that rate, it would take like over a year to test every single person. That's 1.3 million. That's if you did 300,000. That's if you did 300,000 every.
A billion is a million millions.
Yeah, it's a lot of fucking people.
Yeah, there's no way. The numbers cannot be right. There's no freaking way.
Or just butchered that math, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, but still, no way.
Even still, yeah, 300,000. There's no way. I'm not buying it. Hey, want to see this really cool robot? Check it out. Can I turn this camera on? Also,
yeah, you can flip it.
Check out that robot. Can you see it? Can I zoom in?
I don't know if you can zoom. I see something over there. What is that thing? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Big ass thing right there in the middle. It's pretty cool. This is our fucking arm. I'm getting my feet kicked up. Anyway,
that's fucking crazy. That's just crazy as hell. I'll buy it.
Oh, buy it.
All right. I'm going to switch it up here. This is a dick move. This is the biggest dick move. This is the biggest dick move that Conor McGregor could do.
You talking about the donation?
Dude, there's no bigger dick move than that. Conor McGregor makes surprise $500,000 donation to a charity in Louisiana, but not Dustin Poirier's charity.
Yeah. You know, though, I don't think, I mean, I'm sure he does care, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't care at the same time. Like, he's like, dude, whatever, because they're both doing work in that area anyway, so regardless, the money's going to get used towards something productive. Now, what's more petty is Conor buying that bar he punched that old guy in and then banning that old guy.
He did. He bought the damn bar and then banned the dude he punched in the face from said bar.
That's awesome.
It's so crazy. I mean, look, he's just making dick moves. Just making big dick moves. It's funny.
Oh, man, when you get money to blow, fuck it. He's making money hand over fist. I mean,
yeah, but still,
I couldn't imagine having that much fucking money.
No way. What do you do with it?
Dude, whatever the fuck, you buy a bar and kick people out.
Like, you buy a bar and you ban, dude. You just follow him around Dublin everywhere he goes, and you just go buy bars and just ban him. He'd be the only guy in Dublin. He can't go out and get a drink. He banned him from Wendy's. He opens a chain of fucking Wendy's, just bans him from Wendy's. Wow. Look at this dumb shit. Angry subscribers are canceling Netflix over a new show that was just announced. All right, Karen, we don't need you anyway.
What show is it?
It is called Hype House. It's basically a collective of TikTok influencers
Oh,
who
it's a
live
TikTok.
together. And
Yeah.
Netflix recently inked a deal with them, and people are mad. Why? Why are they mad?
You know, you know why? It's because it's not anybody our age.
Oh, this is
People
what it.
like
Oh, wow. This is what it says.
people grew up like my parents, my grandparents, and everybody before my kind of my generation all grew up before the technological era, and so or they like were adults right when it was kind of kicking off really hard, and so they all had to work for all this shit. And nowadays, you can make $1,000,000 making fucking YouTube videos.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you can make. I mean, not, just let's even $1,000,000 is crazy. You could make easily $100,000 a year making YouTube. That's like super
Easily.
realistic.
Oh, yeah. It's very realistic, and it's a legitimate job. And it honestly takes legitimate effort to even do that. Like, it's not effortless. These guys, I look at TikTok videos and I'm like, bro, maximum effort. Like, it took how long to make that 60-second video? It's fucking insane. And the amount of creativity that some of them put into them is off the charts. But the reason they are mad has nothing to do with any of that. They're mad because members of the Hype House famously didn't take COVID seriously and continued to party and film content as the number of coronavirus cases across the country were surging. But guess what? None of them died. So
We're
fucking
all still here.
get
So
your mask on, Karen, and get in your car and drive to Netflix and then tell them that you're going to cancel and no one cares. People have to understand that when you get mad and you want to go on there and write a review or you want to fucking go on Twitter and be like, nah, nobody really cares. We don't. Now, this is interesting. This is an interesting thing. When I was streaming stocks earlier today, microvisions. I was watching that like a hawk because it was fucking going to the gutters, a dumpster fire most of the day. But one of the guys that joins my live stream for it every day, we were talking about stuff, and we were talking about Jim Cramer, how he goes on there and like mainstream pumps up stuff like stock market or whatever. Let's just say stocks, for instance. This could actually pertain to other things, but you have someone like him who's pretty influential, right? When they go out there and say, then it reminds me of like, how could you manipulate people without knowing it, right? Like, how could you make somebody say something that makes an effect on people without anyone knowing it? And it seems crazy unless you've watched any of Darren Brown's specials. You know who Darren Brown is? Darren Brown is a magician, but he's really a mentalist. He's been on Rogan twice or three times. He's got a bunch of Netflix specials. He's got a bunch of YouTube stuff where he basically does these psychological mind games with people. And it's fast. It's terrifying. He has one called Sacrifice where he basically sets up like a fake scenario, but it's deep, right? He picks people that they don't know they're participating. Then he has people that are participating in this, and it takes months. It takes months to set up. So he has them come in for like an interview, like 100 people come in, and he's going to interview, ask them questions, and he's going to pick people that are going to be the best candidates for this. So in Sacrifice, he wanted to pick a person. It was one or two people that he wanted that person to take a bullet for somebody he did not like. Right? So he found somebody who was on one side of the spectrum, and then he found, he goes, oh, this person would never like this other person. And then he, over the course of 2 months, sets up a string of events that happen to end up putting this person in a situation with this other person in which he would have to take a bullet for him, a legitimate bullet, get shot. He thinks he's going to die. And would he actually step in front of the bullet? And it is fucking crazy. That one's crazy. He has another one where
I'm gonna do it. We'll get all this.
Dude, there's another one called I have to look it up. It's on Netflix. It's he basically sets up these couple people to go. They're like working at like a banquet, like a big banquet event, where this like the big guy at the banquet that was like the big guest. He's like a billionaire or something, supposed to be. He dies, right? Before the thing sets up, he falls over as like a heart attack and dies. So throughout the beginning of this person's just like working at the event, right? So they're like, all right, help me move this body. So they want to help him move a body into a crate, right? They don't want to tell anybody this guy died because it's this big donation. So he gets somebody to help him move a body into this crate to hide the body. Then they go back to check on him, and the guy's gone. He's not in there anymore, right? So they built apparently the most realistic dummy ever made. I mean, it was 100% this dude, like fool anybody, realistic. So they find this guy, and they had to put some. First of all, before they put him in there, they had to make it look like what happened. I don't know, he fell down the stairs. So they push this fucking thing down the stairs. They like kick him, dude, to make it look like he had an accident, right? Well, then they find him up on the fucking rooftop, and they're like, "Oh my god, he's alive!" They know he knows what happened. He's sitting on a ledge, and they come together, right? And they talk about like, look, he knows what happened. We're all gonna go to jail. Like, we're gonna be done for. Like, someone's just got. Look, if he just goes away, then we're okay. There's like 5 people. One of them's in on it, right? Well, one of them's the mark. Everyone else is in on it. One person has no idea what's happening the whole time. It's completely oblivious. And they tell him, you have to be the one. It has to be you. You've got to push him off the building. So he's sitting on the ledge, and they convince it. I mean, it's like this all happens within like a 48-minute time frame because it's filmed in real time.
Yeah.
And to convince, and they did it to, I think, 5 different people. They did the same thing 5 times. And I think 4 out of 5 pushed him off the ledge. Bro.
What?
I ain't
What's
lying.
What's his name?
I'm going to type it in the chat. His name is Darren Brown.
Darren Brown.
Darren Brown.
Aaron Brown. Okay, I'm gonna
Derren. Darren Brown.
I'm gonna put that in quick.
Oh, it is freaking crazy. Yeah, he's got some crazy ones, man. Mind control, man. It's freaking intense.
Darren Brown.
Yeah, he's a mentalist, and he's it's called. That was one of them. Pushed to the Edge. Oh my god, it was freaking intense. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe I pushed them. Spoiler alert, but yeah, some of them pushed that dude.
That's crazy.
It's absolutely bananas.
I got him up on my phone. I'm looking him up.
Oh, it's freaking crazy. There was that one. There was a couple that were really good. Like one of them, he was trying to get someone who was afraid of heights to jump off of like a pier. Not necessarily like they would be okay, not like suicide, but like could train them to overcome it. So he had them like listening to the same recording every day, and it had all of these audible cues. Same thing with the bullet one, to take a bullet. It was all these audible cues that they were hearing every day that would amp up their adrenaline when they heard them. And so it just like in the one where he takes the bullet for a guy, the guy's sitting in a car. He's sitting in a truck. It's not his truck. It was like car broke down. He needed a ride. This guy's going to give him a ride. And they're in the middle of nowhere. This biker gang. The guy knocked over this guy's bikes. The biker gang. It's this whole elaborate setup that made it feel so real for this dude. But he's sitting in the truck watching them about to execute this dude in the fucking desert or whatever in Texas, where the fuck they were at. And they interrupt. What they did is they had his truck on a certain radio station that they could just take over that radio station. right? So he's listening to music, and then they play this like jingle, this commercial, and he's in there listening to it. And the commercial, when he hears it, it's like all these audible cues that he's implanted in this dude for like 2 months to get this guy to get out of the car and walk over there and do something. Fucking crazy. So then I'm thinking, if he can do that to one person, they could do that to everybody. Or even if they just did it to one person, even if, like, let's say, use stocks for example. Let's say somebody did that to Jim Cramer, and he goes on Mad Money and he talks all that mad shit about stocks. It'd be easy to manipulate somebody because Darren Brown can do it. He's just one dude.
That's crazy.
It is freaking nuts.
I never even heard of that guy. That's
yeah. Yeah, I've seen him. He was on. I think he's been on Rogan twice, and he's talked about some of the stuff that he's done. And there's ones like there's one where he puts knives. There's like a bunch of paper bags on the floor. One of them has a knife in it, and they're all numbered. And he's going to give this guy a check for $100,000. All he's got to do is go crush certain number of bags, step on them, right, and just not get knifed. That was it. Or if he did get knifed, he would get $100,000 or something. And it was the way that he manipulated this guy to step on the exact bag that didn't have. When it came down to two, he somehow manipulated this guy to step on the one that didn't give him the $100,000. And he's doing it just in real time. It's freaking bananas.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder if the guy goes to step on the bag that actually has a knife, though. Does he tell him to stop, or he just let him step on it?
No, he let him step on it. He let him step on it.
What?
Yeah, but I also think that he's so confident in his ability to manipulate people that it doesn't matter. He does a thing where he gets he goes on a subway because he's British, so he gets on a subway car and he does this thing where he walks up to somebody and he was like shake their hand or something, and he would jerk him real quick and ask him a question like what stop are you getting off, and they could not remember. They could not remember for anything where they were going at all. Freaking crazy. Oh no, it's wild. Whatever he does it's like he says it's like short circuiting your brain. And they're like, they cannot remember. And he also does the flip side of that to help you remember things. So he has somebody come up and like pickpocket somebody and then run by a person on the street and ask them if they saw anything, and I don't remember. You don't. So then he takes and talks to them. He does something to them to where they can remember every single detail about that person, everything, eye color, hat, what hat they're wearing, what the logos say, what was on their shirt, well, what color was this. It's freaking crazy. And he just says that your brain actively remembers all of this stuff. It just doesn't process it as important. And if you can find a way to access that, then you can remember it. It's freaking nuts, dude. What he does to people unwillingly is unreal. You gotta watch it. It's crazy.
I'm gonna have to. I'm laying down in my cot tonight.
That's nice.
Yeah, dude, no, it's fucking miserable. It's actually not that bad. It's not really. I mean, it's uncomfortable. It's not terrible. I'm gonna sleep in the gym though, because the gym's like 30 degrees. But no, as I'm laying down tonight, I'll watch like a couple of the videos.
Oh, dude, you're gonna be hooked. You're not gonna sleep. You're gonna be like, this is fucking.
Dude, I am going. I'm exhausted. I barely slept last night. I had to get up at like 05 this morning to drive 3.5 hours here, and then we've been going all day. And your boy is tired.
I was trying to fix that compressor. I ended up ordering something that hopefully will fix it. And then, of course, something's wrong with one of my printers. I don't know if it was that power surge related but it's not turning on. So
how do you have so many problems with a fucking printer?
I don't know, but I feel like I'm just gonna put it together once it's printing good and just sell it and buy another one of the other ones, because that one's running like a champ. That big white one that I bought, that thing's running like a freaking beast. Perfect.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
$17.
And I was printing on it Friday, No problem. I went in Saturday and ran head cleans on it. Went in Sunday. I was like, I'm not going to leave it one day without running ink through it. And then Monday, it was like not printing that great. And I was like, what the hell? Like, colors messed up. So today, I took all the ink out of it. I flushed the lines. I freaking cleaned the head. Like, I thoroughly cleaned it. And then when I put it all back on, to put it on, it wouldn't. It's like the sub power board's bad. I don't
Maybe
know.
you need to stop cleaning it.
Dude, it doesn't. It's angry. It gets
Just
angry.
stop cleaning it. That's what I would do.
It's real angry.
What's the worst that can happen? It stop working?
In the same position I'm in now, pretty much.
Yeah, be the same you're doing now.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. Fuck all that.
Look at that shit. Floyd Mayweather, Logan Paul, June 6th.
Yeah, I saw that.
Just over a month away.
So stupid. It's like they're not even nowhere near the same size. Dude,
they're not near the same size, are they?
At
Logan Paul's
all.
a lot bigger.
Logan Paul probably has like 60, 70 pounds on him.
I was watching the interview with Frank Mir last night, talking about his boxing debut against Cunningham, and he was like, he had 70 pounds on Steve Cunningham. And he said it really wasn't, he just said that Cunningham was fast. He's like, he was much faster. And he said what really got him was in MMA, like in boxing, when you square up and you're punching, like the head movement and the body movement is so different because you're not worried about getting taken down. So he's like, he constantly looking down because he's trained for 2-3 decades on what to do in an MMA fight. So he's constantly thinking about taking him down, and he was just way behind on Cunningham. But he still went 6 rounds with a champion boxer. I mean, it's not bad. He still did well overall. He said it didn't hurt. He never got his bell rung. He's like, he hits hard, but there's no comparison. Because they were like, who hits harder? Who's the hardest person you have? He compared to that. He goes, it's 4-ounce glove, 10-ounce glove. There's no comparison. I mean,
huge.
Not like, he's obviously a little beat up, but he's like, none of them really lit me up. Except Ben Askren. Tell that to Ben Askren, I suppose. He got knocked.
Well, that's the thing though. Like even when a 10-ounce glove, if you get punched like square in the jaw, because at that point it's not necessarily about you getting hit hard. It's just you getting hit right.
Right.
You just gotta create that quick that blood cut and to your brain, and then you just go out. So
yeah,
you really have to hit somebody that damn hard. You just gotta hit him the right way. Hit him in the temple, hit him in the jaw, whatever. Just kind of pop that neck sideways.
Yeah.
But you can you could probably really, maybe use like half the force of like your hardest punch to knock somebody out if you hit them the right way in the face.
Yeah. Oh, it's pretty crazy.
I would much rather be hit like that though than as hard as you can punch in the sternum or the liver.
Right.
Fuck that. That sounds terrible. It is terrible. No, there's no way I would do that.
Yeah, it would suck. It'd be interesting to see what happens though. It'll be interesting to see. It's going to be, if it's put on by Triller, then bump that.
Jake Paul and Usman agreed to a boxing match.
The fuck you say?
Yeah.
No.
Yep. Pull it up. They're not going to do it because Dana White's not going to do it, but pull it up. Man, you behind on the times, bro.
Man, look, I had a long day. I actually put one of those bikes back together. The guy came and got it.
Did you?
Yeah. I did. Yeah, Dana White's not going to let this happen. Where did Usman start it? Jake Paul, if your boss Dana White gives you permission to box me and make more money than you ever have, let me know. And then there's no way. First of all, if that ever happened, Usman would starch him.
Oh, 100%. I would
Yeah, 1,000%. I give Jake Paul 0 chance against Kamaru Usman in a boxing match.
Especially if he took away the time to dedicate to actually do it. Because Ngannou boxed before he was doing MMA. So,
but did he though?
That's what he said.
I
He said it
mean,
was-
he trained in a boxing gym, but did he really box?
I don't know.
Because we could argue that Francis also fought MMA a couple of years ago, but he didn't fight like he did recently. So
Yeah, but if he may have went to that boxing gym and started strictly training boxing, and then somebody else was like, "Dude, you could be a badass overall fighter," and then convert. So he may not have been boxing long. I think though he went to from
I know he started at a boxing gym because he did not know anything about MMA. He didn't even know anything about boxing.
Right.
He just saw Mike Tyson on TV and was like, I want to do that. I wouldn't say that he was a boxer. I would say that he went to a boxing gym.
Yeah, well, that's more so what I mean. He wasn't a boxer.
I mean, but he's definitely not a grappler.
His first passion for martial arts was boxing.
Yeah.
That's what put him on this path of being a fucking killer.
Right. No, I agree with that. That makes sense.
So I think Usman would. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I was not on the Usman train. I was actually pulling for Mosswood on that last fight. So I was like, dude, it just felt right. And after I saw him that first round, he looked a little shook. That, like, I'm not gonna lie, Usman looked a little gassed that first round at the end of it. I was like, oh,
what
man.
Fight were you watching?
Dude,
he looked gassed.
I'm not talking about he was like gassed, like, oh, and he's like out of breath, but watch it. The very end of that first round, he stumbled on himself.
Well, you know, lost your damn mind.
I'm telling you. And then I was like, dude, George might get him. Then obviously he knocked him on the next round, which is amazing. But you know, ever since then, and now I watched this post-fight press conference and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, you know, it's a bad dude, man. I'm kind of on the Usman train now a little bit.
Yeah, I think one thing that pushed him is just all of the hate. I think all the hate made him like really amped up to just want to starch people. Not saying they didn't want to beat people before, but when you have like a victory like you did over Masvidal before, and people talk shit like, "Oh, it was so boring," blah blah blah. Like even Dana White's like, "I don't know what fights you're watching. It's not boring." And when you do think about like some of his other fights, you're like, "Oh, they weren't boring." I mean, Colby Covington wasn't boring.
Colby Covington was one of the greatest fights of all time.
Yeah, and that was an Usman fight, and he beat the brakes off of Colby Covington for 5 rounds.
No, he did not. He lost most of those rounds.
Bro.
He did. You can go. You need verdicts so bad. Verdict's like the most accurate damn scoring card out there. Look at verdict. Colby won most of those rounds until he got knocked out in the 5th round. He didn't look. Usman did not.
His
Usman
face
did not
says
beat
otherwise.
That was the closest fight Usman's had since he's been like an actual legit fighter.
And then, all right, then fast forward to the other one that he fought, Gabriel Burns. He fought him. That was a pretty good fight. Beat him.
That's a pretty good fight.
Knocked him out.
Yeah, the Burns one's. So I think with the Burns one, man, I know he said he didn't really have any, whatever, because once you go in there, everybody's just another person. But there's still got to be a little bit of like, man, this is the guy I train with a lot. So.
Nah, I don't think so. There's just more like probably more of a respect thing happening. Like, I respect you, but I'm going to win.
But if Usman, because the only thing people can hold against him right now is the Colby fight, because Colby was winning that fight 100% until he got knocked out. So if he fights Colby and beats Colby, even if he beats him by decision, if he beats Colby or knocks him out again, after that he's probably gonna fight Leon Edwards if Leon beats Nate Diaz. If he doesn't beat Nate Diaz, then he'll fight Nate Diaz next for sure, 100%.
You think so?
Good. Oh, dude, yeah, because Nate's a huge money draw. Huge money draw.
But
And the fact that you can have, hey, Nate Diaz is going for a title fight, dude, it don't even have to make sense. You know what's fucking
It
money
doesn't
that's
make
going
sense.
I know, but they don't
Because he
care.
hasn't
It's
fought
about
anybody.
money. It's about money.
It's not. I don't think it's about money. I don't
It's
think it.
100%.
No, I don't. I disagree. Because if it was
Who else-
only
who-
about
who-
money,
Who else would be in the division for him to fight?
doesn't
at that
matter. If it was about money, John Jones, Francis Ngannou would be happening.
No.
But it's
no.
about. It's not about.
Not about paying people. That's their.
I know what you're saying. It's about the draw, the crowd, how much money the UFC
Yes.
make. I don't know, man. I don't see that being it because Dana White looks past that night. He looks past the night. Well, all right, let's say we get Nate Diaz in here. And let's say Nate Diaz beats Kamaru Usman. What's next for Nate Diaz? He hasn't fought in freaking 4 years. Does he want to keep fighting? Does he want to keep actively defending a freaking belt? Or is he going to disappear? Does he just want to come back because he's a little bored and he needs some cash? I don't know how much the money that Diaz, but I know they put a lot of money into the weed industry. They're probably doing just fine. So,
I'm telling you, that's
for Nick Diaz to even come back, like, what's this about? When's the last time Nick Diaz fought anybody?
I don't know. I saw someone there where they're thinking about pairing him up with Hamza, and I'm like,
Yeah,
he's gonna get mauled.
I don't know.
But
When's the last time he
Nick,
fought?
or Nate Diaz, Nate's not gonna beat Leon Edwards. Leon's too good. So Usman's gonna fight Colby next. Then he's gonna fight Leon. At that point, he'll be tied with Anderson Silva. So we'll have one more fight. Who the fuck he fights after that, I have no idea because there's nobody else. But I think he'll fight Colby, Leon. He'll fight a third person, so that way he has the longest win streak at 17 wins, and he passes Anderson Silva. After that, he retires. He's 34. You're talking about 3 more fights. You're pushing to the end of 2022. He'll be 35 years old.
That's not old.
That's old when you're getting the shit kicked out of you.
Man, look, Stipe's what, 38?
And look, he's gonna retire because you already have if he gets a 17 win streak, he's the GOAT at that point. He's the GOAT. Like, because he's just destroying everybody. But so he'll get hit through the win streak. At that point, he'll be the pound for pound number 1 guy. Unless Jones fights before then and loses, then obviously Jones won't be number 1 anymore because he's number 1 now. So then he'll be number 1. So he'll have the pound for pound, the most consecutive wins, and he'll have all the title defense shit for whatever, the middleweight division, all that kind of nonsense. And he's gonna retire at 35 and go be a dad and do other stuff.
I don't know.
Tell you, man. That's I'm predicting it.
I'm not as convinced. I think he likes fighting more.
It's a good way to go out,
It is. Maybe. I don't know.
Unless there's but that's just the thing. He's gonna have to fight Colby and then Leon, and then that's what I'm telling you. There's gonna have to be there has to be one more fight for him to get, and one more fight.
There has to be somebody that he hasn't fought yet. I think it would be a catch weight. I think it would go up. I think he'd go up. Maybe he'd go fight Izzy Adesanya.
Won't happen.
Why not?
That fight will never happen.
He's 10 pounds away.
I know, but he already said he won't fight Izzy.
I don't know, man.
He said he'd rather have 2 Africans with belts than 1 African with 2 belts.
So no title on the line. This fight is for fun.
Yeah. So
that's all right. Well,
now it don't matter because Robert Whitaker's gonna fucking beat Izzy.
Well, there you go. What if Izzy's not a champion? Then he wouldn't go up and fight him at all.
Oh, he already said he wants to fight Rob, but he said he won't only fight Rob at 155. And even then, I would even. Dude,
who would fight Robert Whitaker at 155?
Huh?
You said Robert Whitaker at 155?
Usman said he would be down to fight Whitaker at 155. Or 170.
170 is Usman. Usman weighs in at 170. There's no way he's going down to 155.
Wait.
He would be a
Let me pull it back
freaking
up.
beanpole at 155.
It may have. I could have sworn it said 155. I gotta find it. Hold on a second. Let's see. Usman. Whitaker. Man, I can't find it. I'm about to Google it too, I think. But hey, TJ Dillashaw's out against Cody Sandhagen.
I don't care. TJ Dillasaw's 110 pounds. It's wet. I don't care.
Where is can't find it. Hey, Rachel Ostovich is fighting for bare knuckle.
We'll see what happens with bare knuckle, man. I mean, they're gonna start sniping people. They come up and pay them.
I don't know, man. I can't find it, but I know there was something about it.
Did they just kill two more black? Did cops just kill two more black guys? Is this happening? Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. What?
Yeah. Andrew Brown Jr.
And they're both named Brown? Well, this guy's not dead yet, but yeah, Andrew Brown Jr. and there's another one, Isaiah Brown, that they just shot 10 times. What the fuck?
What does them say? I don't know if it's true or not. I didn't see it, but I just saw the headline.
What? This is different though. This Andrew Brown, yeah, it says he was shot in his car in his driveway. Is that what it says? They were trying to execute a search warrant. And he was in his car. He's gonna drive away or something. Hands on the steering wheel, they fired at him. That's crazy. So this other one though, I need to read this. He was shot 10 times, but he's not dead. He's in critical care or something. But it's weird because the 911 call released, he said, "My brother won't let me get in my mom's room. Give me the gun. I'm not playing, bro," his brother says. The dispatcher asked Brown what the problem is. He said, "I'm about to kill my brother." And then she says, "Don't kill your brother." And he says, "Somebody needs to come here real quick." And then Brown can be heard telling the dispatcher he does not have a weapon on him when they arrive. What? Drop the gun. He's got a gun to his head. What the fuck is going on there? This guy, did he have a gun? I don't know. Look, I know this. Some cops do dumb shit. They shoot people they're not supposed to. But also, when are people going to stop being complete fucking lunatics and just stop acting ridiculous?
Yeah,
If you call 911 and tell them you're going to kill your brother with a gun, and you it doesn't even matter if you have a gun at that point. Like they're showing up thinking you have a gun, you're about to kill somebody. Why would you do that? What is wrong with people? And then people just like obviously fleeing the scene of crimes or just stop doing dumb shit. What the hell? So crazy.
there you go. What do you think about Shevchenko versus Nunes? It's their third fight.
Shevchenko has to go up.
I think she's going at 135.
I don't think that's hard for a woman to do.
It's their third fight, though.
It'd be them fighting each other 3 times.
Yeah. Well, Nunes has won twice. I didn't watch this one. I read. Nunes won twice, but apparently the second match, Shevchenko, everybody thinks she won.
Decision.
Even Nunes was surprised that she won that one, I guess, from what I read.
One of them a 3-round fight, and the other one was 5-round fight, a year apart. That's a little over a year apart. I think it's good. I think that would be good. Look,
it's a fight, man.
They fought 5 years ago. That's a different person. You're not that person anymore.
Shevchenko's a bad woman. They're both bad people.
Yeah, I mean, fucking send it because that's not the same. That's not. I mean, that'd be like arguing that it's just like Stipe and Francis. That's a different human. You came in here and fought a different person. So yeah, send it. I'm for it. Let's do that. Make that happen.
That's me.
On my screen.
I think that's the next fight that they're going to do between the two. Because neither one of them have anybody else to freaking fight.
Right.
Like, it's literally just them two. So
at some point they do. They just run out of people to fight.
Yeah.
I mean, you got other people
that's
that have to do better. I mean, that's the same as like Khabib saying like he's so far above everyone else in the division. Like, what am I doing? I've done everything. These people aren't even in the same realm. Maybe he's right.
Oh, he's definitely right. They literally he only lost one round his entire UFC career.
That's right. What they say.
This fucking dude. Like, don't get me wrong. I love John Jones. I'm on the Usman hype train now, but how the fuck do you argue that?
Well, you argue it like this. It's easy argument. I'll tell you what it is. He hasn't lost a round yet. Before there was Khabib, there was somebody else that was the GOAT. There's always another GOAT. You just haven't met him yet. So he retires, and next year there's some dude that comes up in lightweight or whatever he was fighting at 155. They come up and it's like, all right, well, what would have happened? It's just like saying
eventually it mellows out though. That's like, for example, for example, Tom Brady right now. Tom Brady is the GOAT of football. And he will always be the GOAT of football.
Nah.
He has 7 Super Bowls.
Yeah, that's a lot of rings.
7. Yeah, there's a lot of fucking rings. And he's still going.
But
this is a quarterback.
Yeah, but that's not even you can't even compare that because Tom Brady didn't go win 7 Super Bowls. The team that he played on won 7 Super Bowls. Look, Tom Brady didn't score every fucking touchdown.
No, but he contributed on every touchdown.
No, he contributed on it, but that's not the same as being a guy who walked into a cage by himself and beat every motherfucker he walked into.
That's not what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is there's always another GOAT. Before Khabib, there's George St. Pierre. Oh, go George St. Pierre. What would happen? Would he come back? Yeah, well, guess what? He retires, and now there's Khabib. What if George St. Pierre came back and starts Khabib? What if that happened? Then what?
I don't think that would happen. I like
GSP's
GSP.
the GOAT.
I don't think that would happen.
Good. You don't know. Here's the problem. You don't know. And once Khabib's retired, he doesn't come back. And there's another guy who in the next year and a half, 2 years, Khabib's not that old. Was he 32, 31 years old? It's not that old.
Yes.
So some other dude comes up 2 years. That's all it takes. One guy comes in and runs through 7, 8 dudes in 2 years. And then they're going, oh, well, he starts talking mad shit. You'll never know.
Well, here's the reason I think that's not going to happen.
Everyone can lose.
Because, yeah, but listen, it's the reason why I think it's not going to happen, though. Because Khabib kind of pioneered that Dagestan wrestling maul the fuck out of people, right? Like he's the first huge fucking Dagestan superstar.
Yeah.
Now there's like 6 of them.
Yeah.
Right.
5 more Khabibs.
But you get to a point where now it's starting to get to where it's getting very wrestling heavy. Right. I don't know who said it. Who said
so early?
So everybody's gonna be just drilling wrestling, takedown defense, the ground, all that stuff, you know. And so it's gonna be eventually. It's gonna become a point where you're not gonna get mauled by these dudes anymore.
Right.
I mean, the thing with Khabib at 155 is like, I'm trying to who at 155 is like a phenomenal wrestler.
Well, we wanted to argue that Justin Gaethje was going to be that person.
Right.
But that fight did not go anywhere near that. Justin Gaethje looked like he had never wrestled a day in his life, which is very weird.
Right.
But I think I would say that I would argue this, and even Poirier did okay against him. But once they hit the ground, I almost think it was just a mental failure in both fights, Poirier and Gaethje, where they walked into the octagon thinking, I'm going to do this. I hope to God he doesn't do this to me. In the back of their mind, I hope I don't end up here. You know, so they in the back of their mind, they're like, as soon as he grabs me, like, shit. And you just your brain shuts off. They all had a plan. I mean, look at Dustin's plan against Conor. Chop the leg down. Same plan against Khabib. Cut down the leg. But as soon as Khabib gets his hands on you, all that shit goes out the window. And Gaethje was able to get up once. Not twice, but he got up once.
Like, who do you think was it win between like Usman and Khabib?
I don't know.
Dude.
See, you don't know. You'll never know.
You'll never know, but dude, I would say Usman has a pretty good damn chance of.
You can't talk about. You would talk about Khabib fighting at 170.
He walks around at like 190.
Well, okay, if he fights at 170, then Usman's a bigger guy. It's out fuckload stronger than Khabib. I would say that for sure. And we haven't seen Usman on the ground in a minute. Right? I mean, we haven't seen him on the ground. I don't remember him winning the title.
He's never taken down. He's 100% takedown defense.
It's true.
Which is insane.
It's insane. But he's often never fought someone like Khabib. And has Khabib ever been taken down?
I don't know.
I'm going to Google it.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Let's see. His opponent. Khabib took down his opponents 59 times and was taken down himself just twice. So Khabib has 2 takedowns against him in his entire career. 30 fights. Well, 29-0. He hit the mat twice, unwillingly. Kamaru Usman 0 times.
0.
And he fights some beasts.
He fights some big motherfuckers, man.
He does. Some guys that could just pick you up and throw you on the ground.
There's some killers.
You know?
There are some killers at that 170, man.
Yeah.
That whole, dude, that 170, 185, some big boys.
They are. They're big boys. They're
like it is a. I don't really like when I look. I don't see a huge difference between the 170 and 185 guys, but like that 155 to 170 jump is fucking.
That's a big difference. That's a big difference. Yeah.
Huge difference.
Yeah.
It's
the only guy at 155 that looks beefy is Volkanovski. The only guy. It's just because he's short and stout.
Yeah.
But everyone else is Tony Ferguson, Max Holloway. They're just lanky dudes.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't look jacked. I mean, I'm sure they're strong, but they're not Usman strong. I mean, that's like going from, okay, let's say Kamaru Usman walks around at 190, but he cuts down to 170. And you saw him on Saturday looking fucking crazy, jacked. And then you go, okay, well, from there to the next level up is a giant difference. You know? Like, who's next up there? I mean, look at what Blachowicz did to Izzy. Blachowicz was way bigger than Izzy outside.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like you go from like 185 to 200, it's like huge. And you go from 155 to 70, it's huge. But like that 170 to 185,
those guys are pretty similar.
It doesn't seem like that. Like I would bet money Usman would beat Vettori.
Yeah.
100%. I would bet the house that I don't own.
Yeah, like, probably.
Like that's I think they just stack up. I would like Usman versus Whitaker. That'd be a fucking dude. That'd be a fight. I would have to pull for Whitaker on that one because you can't not like the guy. Dude, you can't not like the guy. He's such a good lad.
He's just a good guy, and you just don't want him to lose. You want him to go home.
Like
be a loser.
And I hate that he has to wait to fight fucking Izzy.
I used to really not be a big fan of Adesanya, but watching him fight, I'm like, okay. I mean,
he's good. He's very technical.
I'll tell you one thing. In the last year and a half of watching fights, the one thing that I have found the most, I would say, underrated punch, or this is an underrated strike in fighting, is just a straight fucking jab.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when I did kickboxing classes at SPG, we're just doing jabs. Like, this is so stupid. But watch UFC and change your mind because jabs
just
straight
look at last week with Anthony Smith and what's his nuts. Dude, he only hit him with jabs and then a fucking kick to the knee. His face looked jacked up, man.
Look at Max Holloway fighting almost everybody.
Okay, you can't count Max Holloway because he has like
king of jabs,
like 300 significant strikes.
No, it was more than that. It was insane. It was insane that he ate that many shots to the face. But I would just
Calvin Kattar wants a rematch with Holloway.
Yeah. Does his face want a rematch with Holloway? I really want a rematch with him, and his face is saying like, I don't want nothing to do with that dude.
Dude, it wasn't. I wouldn't say if it was close, but it wasn't even close. You know,
Max Holloway murdered.
It was a funny meme of Calvin saying that, and it was like, ooh, oh no, boo, what is you doing? He got lit up.
We need to say, this is what you need. You need like a picture of someone who has their whole face bandaged up. And then it needs to be like a tweet that says that I want, Max Holloway, fight 2 or something. And then it's going to cut to TikTok where it's like, girl, don't do it. Don't do it. It's going to be like, I did it. And it's going to be his face all bandaged up.
I wonder, so who's the other, I know Volkanovski's doing the Ultimate Fighter. Who's the other coach?
Who was it? That's a good question. It's Ultimate Fighter. Look it up. They were just talking about it. Coaches 2021. It is Volkanovski and Brian Ortega.
Oh, okay. So they were supposed to fight earlier, and then they didn't.
Yeah, Brian Ortega hasn't been very active.
No, well, he just came back not so long ago.
From what? What's wrong with him?
I don't know. He just took a hiatus, I guess.
Yeah, he
So
took
then
a
they'll do
hiatus
their
from winning. But he took a
they'll
hiatus.
do their Ultimate Fighter thing, and then they fight at the end of it, right? Is that gonna be for a title?
I don't think. Well, that would be under the guise that Volkanovski still has a title. So
What now?
I said that would be under the guise that Volkanovski still has a title at the end of it.
Or when he have a title? How long is Ultimate Fighter?
They don't think it hasn't even started yet. I'm pretty sure.
I'm sure he'd have it. I'm sure he would have it the duration of Ultimate Fighter. I'm pretty sure he's not going to fight while they're doing that.
I don't know.
Then, 'cause I know him and Brian were supposed to fight for the title. So I wonder if they're just going to make that last fight a title fight. At the very end when they two fight each other.
I thought Volkanovski already had a fight lined up.
You talking about Brian?
No, I thought Volkanovski already has a fight lined up though. Does he not?
I don't know. I know he had one with Brian Ortega, but it got canceled.
UFC 260. Yeah. Huh.
Brian T. City.
I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't say. I thought they had already booked him, but maybe not.
It's gonna be a super boring Ultimate Fighter. They should have had, dude. If they could have got like Mike Perry and Darren Till for that.
Wait, you just want an N-bomb to drop. Jesus Christ! You want an N-bomb on national television? That's coming. You put those two in there.
You know, Darren Till offered to train Mike Perry for his last fight. He only has one fighter's contract.
Train him what? Train him in shutting the fuck up, not hitting people at a restaurant, not being crazy as shit.
Yeah,
I
crazy.
mean,
you see Tyron Woodley got cut?
Yeah. That wasn't long after he lost that last fight.
That was a little bit ago. I don't know if you saw that or not.
Where's he gonna go?
Oh, Bellator.
Everyone goes. Where else you go? Where else you gonna go?
Everyone goes to Bellator. Either Bellator or I don't know. A lot of people are starting to go to PFL.
Who's over there? Who's over there?
They would go over there. I like PFL, especially now because they actually work with Verdict now and display the Verdict card.
I don't even. Do I even know a single fighter that fights there?
Yeah, the really hot chick just went there.
Let's see. Anthony Dizzy, Brendan.
Steve. Damn, I can't remember her name.
Lance
if you want to talk about it,
so far, I know none of them. You got the Rat King over here, for sure. I'm looking at him right now. I'm gonna see who it is. Okay, that's the first one on the list that I know.
Yeah, Rachel
Verdum.
Oh, she went to Bare Knuckle. She didn't go to PFL. Never mind.
The first person that I've come across that I recognize is Fabricio Verdum. He's old. Verdum's he's got to be.
No, you have Anthony Pettis.
Is that where Pettis went?
Yeah. Casey just lost. He lost his debut, but.
Dude, Alexander Martinez looks like a claymation version of himself in this photo. Who takes these pictures? How do you have this much money as an organization and take these photos? How is this possible? Okay, so far I know 2 people out of all of these people. It's not enough. I don't know. This is crazy. This chick, oh wow, dude, look up Kayla Harrison's photo. That is. I'll put it up. Hold on. I'll just pull it up. This is easy enough. Where's my tab?
It's way
I'll just pull it up. Look at that photo. Can you see that? I'm gonna blow this thing up.
I can't even see it, but she looks like a man.
Dude, no, she looks like a cyborg. Hold on. Let me make it bigger.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. Look at that. Who took that picture of this chick right here? What is that?
Definitely a robot. I see Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I know. Combat robot. All right, how about oh wow, look at this dude. What's up with his face? He looks like a Snapchat filter. The one that makes your eyes tiny. This guy's homeless. I don't know who Alexei Konchenko is. He's won a lot. He has
22 pro fights though.
He's got 20-2 record, but he looks like he lives outside of BP. All right, this guy here. That dude is claymation. That's not a real person. Look at that face. That guy looks.
It's okay. That's PFL. Okay.
This is PFL. Yeah, we're trying to find out who else here. She's on the run. She's 0-1 and 0. This picture screams like shaken baby syndrome. Warrant for my arrest. Wow, I don't know, man. I don't know any of these people.
I don't know anything. I know Pettis. That's about it.
I know. I'm on the. Who was on that 2 weeks ago? What was her name, man? That chick that fought 2 weeks ago. She was smoking hot. And UFC, not PFL, obviously. UFC. I don't remember her name, but she was something to be proud of. That is faux show. I got freaking zoomed back down. Oh, look, I just jacked myself up over here. All right, there we go.
Myself all small and stuff.
I did. I moved myself and stuff. I grabbed the wrong window. But yeah, I don't know. PFL, isn't that the one that PFL is like put on by Kevin Hart, right? It's like his.
I have no idea, to be honest with you.
That's like his organization or whatever. But
I got no idea.
Something like that.
I don't know, man. But I'm about to go to bed here.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired.
I got army shit to do tomorrow.
Bah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I've got something to do tomorrow.
All right, man. I will holler at you tomorrow.
Amigo.
We can do this again.
All right. See ya.
Okay.
All right. My arm just kind of disappears. That's kind of crazy. My mic arm's just floating in the middle of this hollowness. So that's a little weird. Maybe I'll adjust it. Maybe we'll move it. Probably move it around. But I hope it sounds better. It looks weird, but I'm trying to move it so it's not so aggressive in my view. But that was fun. Maybe we'll get some playbacks on it. I'm going to do some videos about some stocks and stuff, but join the channel, leave a comment, join the chat. You can join via Zoom like Jacob did there, which is a good time. And check out TMF Apparel. If you're into the fight stuff, make a bunch of fighter shirts, a bunch of fight gear, a bunch of other fun stuff. So till then, I'm going to kill the stream here and do a stock recap. So I will see you guys later.